afternoon. My name is Andy, and I'm the Vice President here at Tiniciti Preschool.
Hi, I am Patty, and I am the Outreach Program Coordinator from Tiniciti Preschool. We are here in After School Hours. Our podcast this is our second episode, right?
Second episode, yes.
So here we discuss the latest education matters and most innovative childcare opportunities available with professionals and experienced field experts.
Today, we're talking about COVID and the future of education and what to expect for kids.
Our guest today is Miss Hernandez, who is an elementary school educator with Miami-Dade County. And Miss Hernandez has worked there for more than 10 years. She's very passionate about education. And we need to mention
that she was Teacher of the Year. And congratulations, Miss Hernandez. Very well deserved.
Thank you. Thank you for being here with us.
And, Miss Hernandez, as you were known.
Yes. We need to be more formal with her.
Miss Hernandez.
Okay, there's a lot of Miss Hernandezes out there, so it's better people know which one it is.
Exactly.
Of course.
It's because, yes, I agree with you totally. So, I want to hear your point of view. As a teacher, you've dealt with this firsthand. Tell us about how this experience has been for you. I know the public school system transitioned very quickly. I know a lot of teachers were not prepared. So how was that like? You got to see, in essence, both sides of this.
Yeah, well, we basically had a day to get everything together and to get computers in the hands of the kids and basically a guess at how much work we were going to have to send them home with without really knowing about how long we were going to be separated for. I don't think there was anybody in the building who thought we would be finishing out the school year from our houses virtually, but it was a big change for the kids and for us, and I'm actually very proud of teachers, of my colleagues out there, because we jumped very quickly into understanding how to use the Zoom platform and into making sure that there was still some type of consistency for our students at home who were still desperate to continue being in school and seeing their teacher and their friends. It's a big deal for the kids, especially when they're little, when you have elementary kids.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you on behalf of all the parents out there, because we know that it was not easy for you guys, and seriously, thank you for helping out.
Oh, thank you. I feel like this is the most I've ever been thanked.
Yes,
COVID-19,
it's
and
true,
all of a
but
sudden, teachers became what everybody was thanking the most. But even I realized the impact that a teacher has during this COVID break, because we play a lot of roles other than just the teacher. We are the guidance counselor, we are the nurse, and I really miss being able to interact with the students in the other various ways that we do other than just an academic way.
Now, Anna, tell me a little bit. I know since you see kids and you see them in every aspect, how has their behavior changed since this pandemic started? We know that it's never the same thing in person versus virtual, no matter how technological you get. That human interaction is very important. How has there been a change? Have you noticed it? And if so, what's that change been like?
It's been on a case-by-case basis. There's been kids who have reacted to it very positively. A lot of my boys are the happiest they've ever been. They're like, I'm never going out of the house, Mom. Abuela me está limpiando todos los días. And they're happy that they haven't skipped a beat in terms of the social framework of their lives, because a lot of them were already connected with Minecraft and with other game platforms that they have at home. So a lot of my boys actually took it very well. My girls, on the other hand, I've seen struggle a little bit more. They really love the social aspect of their school day and the ability to have their sleepovers with their friends. And I've seen the girls impacted more. And then there's some kids that it's just been a toss-up. So you've seen a little bit of everything. Are they affected by it? Absolutely. Whether it's in a positive or a negative way, there isn't a child who hasn't been affected by this COVID break. It's been a long time. The good thing about our kids, a lot of them are accustomed to having breaks in school due to hurricane closures and all that. So they were maybe mentally a bit more flexible to the idea of being at home for this amount of time. But this has been new territory for everybody, for the adults and the kids.
And talking about that, Mr. Hernandez, tell us something about distance learning. Do you think distance learning can replace in classroom education?
It's impossible. You can't replace what happens in the school building with a computer. You just can't. I can't. Let me give you guys an easy example. I teach reading. So I need to be able to hear a child trying to make the sounds and trying to sound out the beginning of a word. There's a very big difference between making the ch sound with a ch and making the sh sound with an sh. So those kinds of details are something that you really need an educator who can have their ear close to the child and can catch where they're getting tripped up.
Yeah, face to
That's
face.
just in a basic example of where you're missing that gap in learning. A lot of kids find being on the computer to be very distracting. I personally, I've taken classes in college in a classroom setting and then taken them at home in an online setting. And it's a very different ball game. I feel that I need more time to be able to do my learning online because I have to refocus myself constantly. And that is something that I have tried to explain to my students is okay. It's normal. It's part of learning how to learn online. But this is not in any way should serve as a replacement for kids. You can't, I can't wipe a tear off a child's cheek.
No, I agree with you.
And you need the teacher for that.
No, yeah, I agree with you. It definitely does make a huge difference. I also take an online classes, and it's never the same. And I feel, well, the age you teach, it does make a huge difference. That was a beautiful example, by the way, because I don't think some, if not most parents, understand that. But it's the little things that count. I mean, during this COVID, as adults, Patti, I know it's affected us, and we know what's going on. In our social circles, I can only imagine for kids. And I mean, after all, you guys are a surrogate for them in many ways. You know, you see them more than we do.
Yes, behavioral has been. It's interesting for you to say that about the assertive, because behavioral issues have been one of the things that have changed since us having to go to distance learning. When I'm in a classroom, I can smell when a child is not paying attention. I can tell. I don't have to have my eyes on them. I can be writing on the board, and it's like I have eyes in the back of my head. I know exactly what's going on. That's very different from the experience that I had on Zoom. And I know that me and my colleagues, we all had to kind of have this trial and error time where we had to learn things like, little Jimmy, please don't flip your screen upside down when we're in the middle of math. Like, I need for you to be right side up. Or can maybe Grandma and Tia take their conversation to the kitchen and not in the bedroom with the child? Exactly. So it was interesting to have to relook at how we were managing behavior when we went to a virtual platform.
And talking about that, Ms. Hernandez, what kind of advice or suggestions you can give to the parents that are having difficulties dealing with these changes?
Be patient with yourselves. Be patient with yourself and be patient with your kids. Everybody's going through something different. The kids go from being bored to being excited about not being in school, to wanting to go back to school, to wanting to be with their teacher, to, you know what, I could sit here on this couch forever. So be patient. We're all going through this. All of the kids are going to be at least a year behind. So all the teachers are going to know that when we start up again, seeing the kids face to face. So we're going to know that whatever grades and test results that have come back that took place during this COVID-19 shutdown is not going to be taken super seriously this year by teachers, because we know that we need to basically start from a place of this child might not have learned anything since March. Yeah. And that's going to be good for some kids, and then for other kids they may be a little bit bored, but this happens a lot. This has happened in the past. We've had groups of children fall behind, and you just hope that by December, January-ish, everybody starts to kind of find their path.
Yes.
I think we can safely say that everybody wants 2020 to not count.
No, it's not counting.
I'm pretty sure I did not count my birthday. We have not counted anything this year, so that's good. That's good to know.
I can't believe I stayed up on New Year's Eve for this.
Yeah.
Right? This is supposed to be such an awesome year.
Yeah.
2020 is going to be the best.
God.
You know.
Thank God we didn't have this information we were celebrating.
We have this new project, so that's kind of good.
There's always
we need
positive
to reinvent
takeaways on
ourselves,
this. Yes.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. There's always positive takeaways, but yeah, no, I don't think any of us was expecting this roller coaster that has been 2020. Is it Christmas yet? Is it time to celebrate 2021?
Oh my God.
All right, one last thing for you. As a teacher, you must see firsthand what parents struggle with, and go through, especially at work, those attachments they have with kids, and in some way or another how it affects your productivity. How do you think having an on-site preschool or educational center
in the companies?
Yeah, in the company somewhere, would benefit a parent?
I mean, I think that's a brilliant idea, even without COVID going on. I think having your child as close as possible to you for as long as you possibly can is the ideal situation. So to know that your child is safe and sound and only perhaps a couple of floors away from you is ideal. I mean, a lot of teachers are teachers because they have children and their children are at that school and they like the safety of having their child nearby. Their child gets sick, doesn't feel well, they're a couple of doors down from them. So there's a lot of benefits to having your child nearby. If anything changes with regards to what the government is asking us to do, curfews and all that, it's good to have your child someplace where you can easily pick them up and with a group that you feel comfortable with, that you feel it's a company that's clean, that has your child's best interest at mind. And if you can have that within your workplace, sign me up. I mean, that's the best, that's the ideal scenario.
Hear that, human resource people? Sign me up. I think that's what a lot of people will be saying if you guys consider having an on-campus educational center. All right, so what key takeaways could you offer our audience on this specific topic before we let you go?
The key takeaways are we're all gonna have to review a lot with our kids. There's gonna be a lot of catching up, so you're gonna have patience. Teachers, I'm not so concerned about because we're trained in patience.
Yes.
But parents, be patient. Your child that was usually gifted and a straight A student might have a little trouble in this transition back to the school setting, or may have trouble with the transition with the virtual learning. That's okay. The biggest thing that I keep saying to parents is to just be patient with yourselves. And wait
one day at a time, right?
One day. I would like to add another key takeaway. Anything that happened during 2020 does not count. We got to do over 2021. Miss Hernandez, thank you.
It takes a village to raise a child.
Yes, it does.
And your villages will be opening up soon, and you're gonna have your support system to be able to help you during this time. So it's gonna happen soon.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hernandez, for being here. And again, thank you to you and all the teachers out there who have gone above and beyond their call to be able to accommodate students in all parts of the country, heck, all parts of the world, during a situation that had us in a state of crisis on every front. So thank you again for all the hard work you've been doing.
No, it's enough, I think, for now. Yeah, you're doing a great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Well, Andy, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you. We love to be with you today, Ms. Hernandez, and hope you see you soon.
Absolutely. And to our audience, thank you so much for joining us. Bye.